Good day, everybody. Good day. I'm back. I think we need some fireworks, y'all. I think yes, I am back live. I missed y'all so much. It's so good to be back live. Welcome. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and Sip is Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So, good day, Barry. It's good to see you joining me on Instagram. Good day, Shay Love. Yes, I missed you too. Thank you for joining us from Colorado and everyone tuning in. This is not a recording. I am back live from my travels to Egypt, which was just incredible. It's good to see you, Linda. So I figure the first day back, I'm going to share a little bit about my travels in Egypt in the context of our qualities. And let me take out our qualities because I might do a roll call if we have time today or maybe on Friday. So if you don't know what I'm speaking about, in the beginning of the year, those of you who follow me and wanted to participate, we choose a high vibration quality that we are making a commitment to embodying, embracing, experiencing more fully for the year. So, no resolutions and all that stuff. It's all about who I am being, right? The beingness of who we are, feeling it, thinking it, speaking it, and taking action as it. So, before I get into it, there's a couple of things I want to say. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Sekou. Sekou held it down for me while I was away for almost 3 weeks. So he set up all the replays every day of the Master Key series, which is an amazing series. That's the longest series I ever did with 30 episodes. And so if you've continued to follow me while I was away, you got to experience Master Key number 1 through 17. So half of the series, and I'll play the other half as we go along for the rest of the year when I do replays. So thank you so much, Sekou, because I didn't have to be concerned about what was happening with the show. He had it, he did it, and I know he feels accomplished as well because it wasn't a natural thing for him to do anymore since he's still recovering from the stroke that he experienced a couple of years ago. In essence, the trip to Egypt was extraordinarily amazing, life changing, and filled with firsts. Filled with firsts. First experiences that I had in my life that I will never forget. And some of you saw some of it because I was doing some lives and I was also posting some things on my social media. But I didn't capture most of what I experienced. You just got like, you just got a sip of what I was experiencing in Egypt. So let me give a shout out to everyone who had anything to do with me being in Egypt and being able to be there fully present. So shout out to Marco for holding down the household. Shout out to my girls for just being fabulous as they always are. And shout out to you all for your love and support. I also felt your energy while I was abroad. So, some of the firsts that I experienced were well, it was my first time in Egypt. Never been in Egypt before. First time flying Egypt Air. First time Being on a riverboat for 6 days. I'm not a cruise person. I've never been on a cruise, and based on what people have shared with me who are people who do cruises, the riverboat is nothing like a cruise because we are cruising on the Nile River. And so it was smooth. I barely felt like I was moving. And so we was on this beautiful riverboat, just our group, private chefs, full staff, all of the things. It was beautiful. My first time being at like such a luxurious hotel called the Old Cataract Hotel in Aswan, Egypt. It's the hotel where Agatha Christie wrote Death on the Nile. And it's also the place where many, many dignitaries have been. And I learned that Jimmy Carter was there in the 70s. And I love Jimmy Carter. So this was like a high, I mean, it was just high luxury, y'all. It was just high luxury. And it was extraordinary. And my view was the Nile River. So I did post some of that on Facebook. That was the place where, if you follow me on Facebook, I had the picture of the bathtub with the bubbles in it, and I was like, "Caption this." They draw your bath for you, and you could like, if you wanna have a bath drawn for you, like, every single day they will come and draw the bath for you, bubble baths, essential oils, rose petals, the whole thing. That's the kind of service that I appreciate. And they also had, to give you another example, um, pillow service. So if you did not like your pillow, they will come to your room with an assortment of pillows that you can select until you found the one that you liked. Lovely, right? First time at pyramids, first time at temples, first time at the Grand Egyptian Museum, which thankfully had a soft opening, so it's not fully open yet, but we got to experience it. The Grand Egyptian Museum, which is now the world's largest archaeological museum. It is amazing, amazing. So it was wonderful to experience that as well. So the first that I want to share with you today that really spoke to me and my qualities, Stacy. Yes, it was a big old wild girl. Yes, Shay. It was, yes, the riverboat was everything, y'all. I got to be in, not only was I on sailing on the Nile River, I also got to go in the Nile River, put my body in the Nile River, and the base of the Nile River, the floor of the Nile River is clay. So this really healthy nutrient clay. So I got to like get some of the clay and rub it on my arms and my legs. It was amazing. My skin was so smooth, y'all. It was delicious. If I had thought about it, I would have put some in a jar to see if I could get some back home. Let me tell y'all, the security at the airports in Egypt, don't play. Don't play. They make New York look like a joke. Their security is tight. It's tight. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It's tight. So this is what I want to share. This first. So this is my first time seeing a pyramid in person in Egypt. Now I've seen what they refer to as the ruins in Mexico, and that's amazing as well. And I had the experience of climbing the pyramids in Mexico. And I said to myself, when I did that, I will never climb another pyramid again. Because for me, although I don't think that I'm afraid of heights, the the fear that comes up for me is going back down. So when I was in Mexico, I just climbed up the pyramid or the so-called ruins. And then I got up there, the view was amazing. And then when it was time to go back down, I was petrified, petrified. And the only way I was able to get down, they had a chain that ran all the way down the outside of the pyramid, and I held on to the chain and backed down to get back down the pyramid. And I vowed when I hit the ground, when my feet hit the ground, that I would never do that again. I was terrified. It was like a phobia fear. So now here I am in Egypt, Kemet, in Africa, because that was a whole nother thing. I was so sick and tired of hearing people say that Egypt is in the Middle East. Egypt is in Africa. Even on, let me not even get into it. Egypt's in Africa, okay? It is Kemet, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going because I could go there, y'all, with all this foolishness about where Egypt is. So anyway, we knew the night before that we were going to go to the Great Pyramid in Giza. And Giza is not far from Cairo. And that's where we were staying when we first got there. We were staying in Giza at a beautiful hotel called Mina House, and the view of the pyramid. You could see the pyramid from the hotel. It was amazing. And at night it lit up. I'm like, oh my goodness. So we knew we was going to climb this pyramid. And so I was like, maybe I'll just go and cheer people on. Because like I said, going up is not an issue for me. Coming down is a whole nother story. And to get to where we were going in the pyramid, we didn't go all the way to the very top. I mean, the pyramid is massive, y'all. Massive. So we climbed to get to where we were going, which was this chamber where the king's mummified body rested thousands of years ago. To get to this chamber, we had to climb over 200 steps. So imagine this. It's before the sunrise, so it's dark. You're going into the pyramid. So it's like a hole in the pyramid, and you're first you have to climb up to get to the hole, right? So that's a couple of feet, more than a couple of feet. And then when you get to the hole, you go in and it's like a cave. So you have to like scoot down. You're not standing up, just walking up these and I say stairs, y'all. It's not stairs like we imagine. It was just like a ramp with some little pieces of plywood so that you can have something to grip onto. All right? Over 200 of those. Hunched down. There was some light. They had the cave kind of lit up a little bit, and you're just going up. And you feel yourself you feel yourself going up, right? So like I said, I'm good going up, right? So we're all just going up, going up, going up, and not everyone went because some people were differently able and weren't able to do this. It was arduous. It was. So we get up, climb up to over 200 steps, get to the chamber, and we walk into the chamber, and we're being silent because this is part of our spiritual practice. Because part of the trip, the focus of the trip was to incorporate spirituality in our spiritual practices, which is why it resonated with me. So it was all like-minded people, many ministers, practitioners, um, people in the new thought space, people who kind of who get it, not kind of get it, people who get it. So that was nice. So we go into the chamber, and I'm telling you, you cross the threshold and the energy in this space just whooshes over you. And within seconds, you are drenched in sweat because it's like a sauna in there. It's a tomb, right? It's a tomb, y'all. So we're in there in a circle. We see the empty, and there's a name for it, but I can't think of the name of it, where the king his mummified building body was eons ago. So we're in a circle, we're doing our spiritual practice, we're meditating, we're doing all our things. We're like leaning up against the walls. I turned around, I had my forehead on the walls, and I could feel the energy. I could feel the walls pulsating through me. It was amazing. So I wasn't afraid. I felt a little dizzy, because it was so high. It was like a sauna. It was extraordinary, right? So we didn't stay in there long because it wouldn't be healthy to do so. Um, but we got an opportunity to meditate a little bit, to say our prayers, and to just be in the silence with each other and within ourselves. And then we had to leave and go back down. So I am now talking to myself, y'all. I am talking to myself because I'm like, oh my God. They're gonna have to like drill another hole somewhere and get a helicopter and airlift me out of this place, and so I could get back down. Like, these are all the thoughts that are going through my head. And I'm saying to myself, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, right? So I get back to the stairs, and mind you, you're scooched down low, you're bending down. And I said, I think I should go down backwards again, like I did in Mexico, because people were going down forward. And I was like, I ain't doing that because I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see where I'm going. So I said, okay, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go backwards. And as soon as I started to do that, the song, This Little Light of Mine, pops into my head. And I start singing the song to myself because we're supposed to be in a silence. So I'm singing the song really low to myself. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Right? I'm singing the song to myself, going down step by step, being careful not to miss a step. Because remember, these ain't no real stairs. Okay. And I just keep that as my meditation as I go all the way down. So I'm about halfway, more than halfway down. And what pops into my mind are my qualities, right? So I have 4 qualities for the year: surrender, structure, soaring, and consistency. So that pops into my mind. And I'm like, oh my God, this experience right now is the coming together of all of those qualities, because I had to be consistent in the steps that I was taking. I had to be consistent in being very present. I had to be consistent with all of the things that I was doing. And then structure is like a system. So I had this system to support myself in getting down. And that system was this little light of mine, right? So this little light of mine became part of my structure, my system for helping myself get down. And I had to surrender, y'all, because the fact is, I gotta go down. So let's just surrender to what is. What is I have to go down. I got up here, I have to go down. So I just surrendered to any notion, any fantasies that I was creating, that somehow, somewhere I was going to be airlifted out of the pyramid. That is not going to happen. So I just surrendered, I let go, and I trust. Because that's what surrendering is all about. It is about trust, right? Having faith that all is well in advance, surrendering, letting it go. And then soaring. Let me tell y'all, when I got down and back to the hole to step back outside, I felt like I could soar, y'all. That's the energy that I felt when I completed this. And then when I got to the ground, because once you leave the hole in the side of the pyramid, now you're outside the pyramid, y'all. and you are navigating yourself going back down to the ground, and you're pretty high up. So when I got to the ground, I almost burst into tears, not from feelings of fear, but feelings of soaring, of great expansion. I felt so expanded within myself. It was extraordinary, right? And I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna bottle this feeling right here so that I could tap into it whenever I'm met with a challenge. Whenever the fear comes up, right? I could marry it with this feeling that is now in my body, right? I could access it at any time." So I was very excited about this, so excited that I almost burst into tears. But I just kept taking a couple of deep breaths and um and just enjoyed it, just enjoyed it. So that was a first. That was a first for me. I was so pleased with myself and with everyone else who did it, because I wasn't alone in having whatever those fears were, either going up or coming down or being in a enclosed space. Because some people have are claustrophobic, some people have fears of heights, all kinds of things can get stirred up. And it was just amazing, extraordinary to experience it, to experience it. So this is why being present to our quality is so important. It's not something that we just pick up now and then, right? It's something that is a part of us. It's part of our spiritual practice. We eat it, we breathe it, we speak it, we pray, we incorporate it in every aspect of our life. And it just soaks into us, the very core of who we are, right? We reawaken it again. Because all of the beautiful, wonderful, high vibration qualities we already are, right? It's just remembering that we are and accessing and using it, right? And so it was not lost on me that those qualities, surrender, structuring, soaring, and consistency, that I picked earlier in the year, were the qualities that I needed to get down that pyramid. And that the all-knowing me, right? The intuitive me, the God in me knew that, and that's why I chose them in the first place. That's why I chose them in the first place. If you chose a quality, you chose it because that is the quality that you need for whatever it is that you're doing in your life. That is the quality that you need to be, to express, to embody. It was an embodiment, y'all. So I am so grateful. I did post a video on that, just Davey in the background. I did post a video on that experience and me singing this little light amount. And that voice that came out, y'all, because people were like, "Oh, you have such a nice voice, singing voice." And I was like, I cannot sing. That voice that came out of my mouth, I don't know where that voice came from, but I did sound good. But I was like, this is a new voice. So I highly recommend embodying your qualities. We are in December. And if you have not been really doing your work with your qualities, I invite you to start again right now, today. Because we're about to be in 2025, y'all. And soon I'm going to have the conversation with you all about your qualities for 2025. And some will carry over the ones from 2024, and that's fine. And some will make new ones. So get ready for that. All right, y'all. Let me check in with y'all. Oh, thank you, Fee. I missed y'all. Yes, yes. What an adventure it was. Yes, Shay, I saw your response. That song, This Little Light of Mine, that you had just posted it in Stroll. And there I was singing it, This Little Light of Mine. Yes, one mind in action, always. All right, y'all. Let me get into a little bit of joy news before I run out of time. And what I really want you all to know that is today. Today is Giving Tuesday. It is Giving Tuesday. And if you don't know what Giving Tuesday is, it's a global giving day. It's a global giving day to charities. It is about being generous and donating to organizations that are doing good work in the world. And one of those organizations is Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual director, senior minister. And so I invite you to please give today. There's the post for it right there. And let me see if I can put it in the comments so it's linkable. So you can click onto it. So whatever you give today is eligible for matching funds from Facebook. So if you give $50, Facebook will match a portion of that $50. So that's why I am pushing for everyone to donate to our year-end fundraiser. Giving Tuesday is the kickoff to our Giving Thanks fundraiser for Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. Our goal today is to raise $2,000. The last time I checked, we were about halfway there. So I'm excited about that. Thank you all who have already given. Stacy was my number one person who gave today. Thank you so much, Stacy. And if others of you have already given, I truly appreciate it. Please spread the word so other people will have the opportunity to give generously to Rockland CSL. So our campaign ends on December 31st, but today, as I said, is our special day because funds can be matched from Facebook. All right, there's the link. There's the link in the comments. It's also on my Melissa Mora Noble's Facebook page and Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living Facebook page and on our website. So you have many ways of accessing the link to make it easy for you. So appreciate you. Thank you in advance. Also, tomorrow is Wednesday. We do our community cafe, and it's the first Wednesday of the month. So we will be doing visioning. So I will be leading a visioning life visioning process that was developed by Michael Bernard Beckwith. I will be leading you all through that tomorrow. So please join me tomorrow, 7 p.m. It is on Zoom. It is free. And you can go to rocklandcsl.org for the Zoom link. And I love, this is our last visioning for 2024. So we're going to start just seeing what's there for us, right? Just seeing what's there for us for the coming year. And who better to ask the question to than to God, to love, to the universe. So please join me for that experience. Also, mark your calendars. The meditation with the full moon will take place on Friday, December 13th. The full moon is on the 15th. The full moon is on a Sunday, but we'll do the meditation with the full moon on Friday the 13th. That's so exciting. I just realized that. Friday the 13th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll remind you of all of that as we get closer. And lastly, get ready. We're going to start the year off like we always do with the 30-Day Mental Diet by Willis Kadir. Get the book if you don't have it. It will start January 7th. That's a Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Information will be up to register. If you've done it before, Do it again because it's always different because you're different. So, 30-day mental diet starting January 7th. A great way to start the new year. All right, everybody. That is it. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's good to be back with you all live. I will see you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, for another episode of Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. And peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.